Hello and welcome to Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver. I'm your host, the elusive Arabbidb3aver. I hope everybody out there in the world of wrestling is doing wonderful today. We are waiting on Carmen Michael to get here. He has sent me a message telling me that he's running just a little bit late and he'll be here ASAP. So until he gets here, we're going to be going over some news and some upcoming events in the world of wrestling. And joining me today as of right now is my life partner and my partner in crime for Wrestle Talk and all of our reels and videos and everything that we do, all the pictures we take. Princess Lady K is here in the studio with us. Princess, how are you doing tonight?
I am cold.
I can tell you got you a nice little fleecy going on over there.
Yeah.
Keeping you warm tonight?
Just a little.
All right, so without further ado, let's just get into it. We're going to start where we start here. So Friday, January 16th, 2026 at the Cerebral Civic Center. That's 120 Gary R. Wade Boulevard. Silas Mason, the Thrillbilly, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, will be taking on none other than Stunt Marshall, and it's going to be in a cage, baby. NWA Krossfire is definitely going to be doing some awesome stuff and being taken care of there. And what better, man, than the hometown hero himself, the Thrillbilly Silas Mason, to come on down and to put on a good show for Krossfire. He's been there, you know, throughout the years. He's worked with Krossfire, with all the NWA promotions, Joe Kazana promotions, held the heavyweight champion, the JCP heavyweight championship for almost a record amount of time, couple years. And, you know, to see him step up and step out and become that NWA World Heavyweight Champion and to see that he's a fighting champion, fighting everywhere that he goes, is kind of an amazing feat, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yes, he can do it.
He definitely can. And I think he's going to have his hands full in the cage, though, with Stunt Marshall. I think it will be a definite test of time and test of strength and test of might for him, especially being his first cage match in almost 2 years. You don't think so?
Nah, he can do it.
Moving forward, Exodus Pro Wrestling is going to be hosting a new game where the VIP is already sold out. That's going to be January 17th, 2026 at the Tree Lawn Music Hall in Cleveland, Ohio, is where you're wanting to go to see all that. Richard Holiday surprised everybody by winning the Exodus Pro World Heavyweight Champion there. He became the brand new champion. And he did it in some peculiar ways, to say the least. But we are going to be following this very, very closely. Carson Drake has a match with EC3 there as well. That's going to be taking place at New Game. And that's going to be Saturday, January 17th, 2026 at the Tree Lawn Music Hall. Now, we've seen Carson Drake quite a bit. We see him at JCP. We see him at Wrestling for a Cause. We've been with him at Smoky Mountain Pro, the Cotton Eye Joe. I mean, everywhere. He's all over the place. And I got to say that Carson Drake is definitely making waves in the world of wrestling. And for him to step into the NWA and to excel the way that he's excelled and the way that he's became a superstar in the short period of time that he's been there, and now they're putting his cousin with him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really get the little theme that's going behind it, but I wish him well right here at Exodus Pro Wrestling. Hope that everything turns out for him. I mean, he's already got some slime balls that are in his corner.
I can see him just saying, you go in there.
Speaking of the slime balls, they're scheduled to appear as well. And they are the new U.S. Tag Team Champions, as they like to call it, the U.S. Presidential Tag Team Champions.
Yes.
And we wish them well on their journey as well through the National Wrestling Alliance. Moving forward, Saturday, January the 24th, 2026 at the R.A. Hubbard Center, right there on Jesse Jackson Parkway in Cortland, Alabama. New South Pro Wrestling is going to be coming to you live at Hayton High School for the band fundraiser right there. And it's going to be a great time in professional wrestling. Doors are going to be opening at 6:30 p.m. The bell time is going to be at 7:30 p.m. The front row tickets are going to be $20. General admission seats are going to be $15. Tyler Stevens, the Wall, is scheduled to be there. Big Dave is going to be there. Tyler Franks is going to be there. And so many more. You don't want to miss a moment of the action. Get your tickets today from New South Pro Wrestling. That's going to be taking place there. And hey, our guest tonight, once he decides to get here, is a part of New South Pro Pro Wrestling. He's the voice of New South Pro Wrestling, and you can catch him on IWN TV and a bunch of other places as well. Carmen Michael is going to be here at some point in time. Also, Joe Kazana Promotions is hosting a fundraiser for the Ray County schools, and he's going to be doing the Ray County Rumble. It's going to be Saturday, January 31st at Ray County Middle School. I believe that's 405 Pierce Road in Evansville, Tennessee is where he's going to be doing this. Doors are going to be opening at 5:30 p.m. for this. The start of 7 p.m. Eastern time is when it's going to be taking place. So they're going to give you a little bit of time to get in and pack the building out. Front row seats are going to be $15. Ringside seats are going to be $12. General admissions are going to be $10. And students K through 12, $7. Kids under 4 are free at the show. So come on out and have a good time. And as you see on the card, Thrillbilly Silas Mason's going to be there. Mondo, the United States champion, is going to be there. Carson Drake, the JCP heavyweight champion, is going to be there. Of course, you've got none other than the Country Gentlemen, the Troublemakers. You got Team JV. You got Alex Taylor, and so many more are going to be scheduled to appear right here. You don't want to miss a moment of that action. Definitely get your tickets today to go to it. Hey, and speaking of the 31st in Gastonia, North Carolina, there's SNU and Gemstone Professional Wrestling, which we're going to be a part of on both of them, are going to be presenting at the VFW in Gastonia, North Carolina for Icebreaker for SNU, and then Gemstone is going to be hosting right afterwards. That's going to be January 31st, 3250 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, North Carolina. Doors are going to be opening at 4:30 p.m. The bell time is going to be at 5:30 p.m. for both of those. And as you can see, what a stacked card that they've got all there for the female promotion for Icebreaker and Gemstone Professional Wrestling. And if you get your tickets by scanning that QR code right now, you can save $2 because tickets at the door are going to be $10. It'll be $8 through Ticket Leap, and they will get you set up for your tickets right there at the VFW. It's the Auxiliary Post 9337 in Gastonia, North Carolina is where you guys want to be January 31st, 2026. We've gone through a lot here in just a short period of time.
And come see us. He
Please
will be
do.
podcasting.
Please do. We will love to have you guys come on out and check us out and be with us. We are currently waiting on our guest of honor to get here. He has messaged us and told us that he's on his way. But we're just kind of killing time until he gets here. But Lord, we've got a lot to go over. New World Wrestling is going to be hosting none other than Ford March right there. It's going to be taking place Friday, February 27th, 2026 at the Clinton Middle School at 110 North Hicks Street in Clinton, Tennessee. And as you can see from the card, I mean, the Doctor of Destruction, Joe Briggs, is going to be there. Brutus is going to be there. You've got Axton Ray going to come in. Brandon Hartsick's going to be there. You love Axton. I know you love Axton. Everybody knows you love Axton.
I still like you too, Evan.
RT3 is scheduled to be there. Andrew Thomas is going to be there. Michael Gabriel is going to be there. And his former Gen 3 Express partner and the Guiding Light partner, Evan Golden, is going to be there. The Mystic Maulers are going to be there, and so many, many more. You don't want to miss a moment of the action, as well as their heavyweight champion, no joke, Johnny Poke, baby. The cowboy himself will be live and in action. You don't want to miss a moment of this. And I believe Skyven is supposed to be making a special appearance at this one as well. If I'm not mistaken, if I am, please forgive me. I will correct myself live on the show if that's what happens and if he is not going to be there. But hey, moving forward, Prodigy Pro Wrestling has got crowning moment going to be taking place Friday, March the 13th, 2026. That's going to be at 428 Crosby Highway in Newport, Tennessee. VIP entry is going to be $15 and general admission is going to be $10. And look what they got sitting on the card right here. Tyler Shoup is going to be taking on the Iron Raider of professional wrestling, none other than Mr. Connor Barton in crowning moments. And it's going to be a kick-all, be-all show for you guys. You don't want to miss a moment of that action. You guys can get out there and support good professional wrestling at Prodigy Pro Wrestling in Newport, Tennessee, anytime you want to go. Piledriver Pro Wrestling just had a huge show, the 10th, in Livingston, Tennessee, at the Lord, I've lost it. The community center that's out there. I about said the Gary R. Wade Boulevard Community Center, but that's definitely not where it was at. But at the community center in Livingston, Tennessee, they did a great show, and they announced that Jerry Lynn is coming to PDP. So the former TNA star, the former ECW star, Jerry Lynn, will be at Piledriver Pro soon. We will keep you posted on when this is supposed to be and how it's supposed to be coming towards you guys, when they're available and what's going to be going on. So with that being said, I think we've ran out of kind of little things to talk about. And so, except for the shows that we're going to be a part of and going to, but I'm going to tell you, I'm really excited that Piledriver Pro has put together. I mean, look at this crowd that was there right there. I mean, they had over 120 seats on the floor for a small little gym community center, and they were packed out wall to wall all the way around. And they just did some really awesome stuff. Von Miller took on Wayne Moxie. The Stu Crew took on Axton Ray and Brandon Hartsook. And there's no love lost between Brandon Hartsook and Axton Ray whatsoever. JAC took on Toby Farley. I mean, it was just an amazing time in professional wrestling, and they did such a good job. I'm so stoked for Piledriver Pro. And to hear the news that good old Jerry Lynn's going to be down there is going to be something to see in the future. I don't know where their next show is going to be. They haven't posted it out yet, but we are waiting patiently, Piledriver Pro, for you to put it out. And we've got some announcements as well coming from Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver. So we've been going through our numbers, and we are gathering some stuff together because we're going to be giving out awards for the show of the year. And what I mean is the person who had the most views for a show on our show for the year. We're going to be giving out for the promotion of the year, the wrestling school of the year, and most entertaining and most hated of the year. So we'll be giving out some awards here pretty soon. We are working on that behind the scenes. The votes will be coming in shortly, and we will definitely keep you guys posted when that comes. Old Spock Bunny, Spock Boonalooney.
Looking forward to it.
I believe you are. Brandon Moore's out here. He said, Cameron Michael Childers. Carmen Michael Childers is the best. I'm so sorry, Brandon. Carmen will be here shortly. As soon as he gets here, we're going to be putting him on live for you guys. But until then, we're just covering some space. He is on his way. Yes.
So it's show of the year, most improved wrestler, wrestling school of the year, and the most hated superstar of the year.
So those are the awards that will be coming to you live pretty soon. We're going to give it about a month to get the rest of the numbers in, because it'll be a full year cycle in 1 month for us. And that will give us enough time to get you guys out there and know who you are. But there are already candidates for show of the year. There's 3 different candidates currently available. We want to hear what you have to say as well. Casey Kazana had a great show with us. He did over 10,000 views. He also had over 120 likes and over 240 comments on his show. Truck, which was really surprising, the American Diesel Dump Truck had over 10,000 views as well with his show by himself. He had 162 comments, and he had a little over 100 likes for his. And then Evan Golden has stole the cake here. He's got about 10,250 watches overall on his show. He's got over 150 comments, and he's got 126 likes on his show. So out of those 3, those would be the 3 people that will be up for our show of the year. So we want to let you guys know just to come on in and have a good time with us as it comes on out. So, there's some good things going to be happening in the future for Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver, and we will be contacting you guys, especially if you win an award like School of the Year, if you guys win the best show of the year, the most hated person of the year. We will definitely be contacting each of you to get your awards separately. So that's going to be something that's going to be coming up, and we're going to be having a great time in wrestling there. So we've talked about our upcoming show with Jim Stone Professional Wrestling a couple times on here. And baby, I think, in my personal opinion, I'm super excited about going back to North Carolina, because it's the first time I've been back in about 3.5 years. I've been invited somewhere. So this will be a very good trip for me to go back to North Carolina. And I would love to be involved in any way possible and help in any way possible. And I think that we're going to be doing some good video and taking some pictures, and we're going to be talking on the side. We're going to have people come to us and talk to us. So I'm really excited for the show as it's going to be coming out live. We're going to be taking some cameras with us, some web cameras with us. We're going to be going over some video footage with those web cameras. So hopefully you guys will catch a little bit of here and there with us, or catch us with our guest at the table as we're going to be in the back. We're going to be selling merchandise as well, which is going to be very interesting for us because it's the first time I've had merchandise in a long time come through. So I'm interested to see how we do with it. We would love to have you guys come out and be a part of that right there at Gemstone Professional Wrestling with us. Baby, do you have any thoughts on that?
I am looking forward to it, and I just booked our hotel.
So are we staying at one of those rinky-dink hotels?
No crickets in that one. Trust me.
Is it going to be one of those hotels where you got to kind of go over the sheets with a black light?
No. There will be none of that, or bed bugs or anything like that. So, no.
Hey, I'm with you on that. We got to stay clean, stay healthy, and keep your body up, keep everything going. And that's a great way to do it, is just being right on time with everything that's going to be happening down there. So Gastonia, we're very excited to be coming towards you. Hopefully in the future, we're going to be able to get out to some more shows, do a little bit more with some more people. I was talking a couple days ago with some people about some of the shows that we announced for and that we were able to go through, like Smoky Mountain Pro and the School of Morton before the name change. And we were talking to a couple of people that we announced with, and hopefully we have some things in the work in the future that will come out for us and be good for us. But we can't announce that stuff just yet until it's set in stone. But hopefully in the future, we'll be able to go to some more promotions and be a part of some more promotions besides just taking photos and videos and doing the regular podcast stuff with you guys. It would be a wonderful time in the world of wrestling if you guys would love to have us come out. We'd love to be there for you. Love to kind of give you guys exposure. Just let us run the business and let you run the business as well. Like I said, we're just killing a little bit of time until the guest of honor gets here tonight. But we have got so much stuff going on in our personal lives as well. We've talked about it a couple of times. We went to Pro Wrestling Entertainment for Christmas for the Kids. Christmas for the Kids was a great show. We did NWA JCP for their Christmas show, which was at the Cotton Eye Joe. Excellent show that we got to go to there. And then we've kind of been silent for the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, our hometown show shut down, the one that was here, Championship One Wrestling. We're really sad about it because we really like going to Championship One Wrestling and seeing a lot of the new and upcoming kids, a lot of the kids that are running this small little indie circuit down here who are getting their feet wet, and not only getting their feet wet, but getting the experience that they need to move on into bigger and better promotions and to be the wrestlers that they're supposed to be, to advance their career in the way that it's supposed to be. So we kind of miss Championship One Wrestling, going to it on Saturday nights. I know that there's some other places that have opened up. Benton has a show that's been opened up for Tennessee Championship Wrestling and Tennessee All Pro Wrestling. They've got two different shows that are heading out in Benton right now. They've also got some shows that will be coming back to Cleveland, but I don't know the name of the promotion that's coming out. I've just been told that it's going to be here in Cleveland, Tennessee, at the Berry Hill schoolhouse, the old schoolhouse that's up there. So I'm going to be excited to see some things that are going to be taking place there. I know that AMJ has signed on to that promotion, but I don't know what the name of the promotion is. I do apologize. I'm cutting a blank right now. It's not hitting me right in my head right off the top of it. But I'll find out for you guys if you give me a hot minute to look over some stuff. But it'd be a very good place to kind of get involved there and see what's going to be happening in the days to come in this area, get noticed and get these people out there. I'm trying to go through my messages because somebody sent me a message about it and I didn't know. It's ARW is who they're saying. So I don't know what ARW stands for. But ARW is going to be at the College Hill Rec Center, which is on Berry Street in Cleveland, Tennessee. And I believe that they're going to be going Saturday. The show is going to be on the 30th. I don't have any information other than that. That was the only information that was sent to me. But I will find out for you guys shortly. Give me a second. Let me take a drink, guys. All right. We're also going to be doing some extra shows. We're going to be doing a podcaster series with the one and only Professor Bear. Let me pull up my calendar here because I believe it's going to be on the 28th, Wednesday, the 28th of January.
Adrenaline Rush Wrestling.
Adrenaline Rush Wrestling is what it's called.
Yes.
ARW. Adrenaline Rush Wrestling is what it's called. And it's going to be at Berry Hill Road at the old schoolhouse up there is where it's going to be at. And like I said, I know AMJ signed up for it, but I don't know who else. I don't know if Tyler Stevens has signed up for it or anybody else that's kind of a big name in our area has gone to it. But it'll be very interesting to see what's going to be happening up there.
So on their Facebook page, this says on February the 1st, doors open at 2:30 p.m., bells at 3 o'clock. And there's one that says unsanctioned anything goes match. And it'll be the Nightmare Casey Cage versus Pat Rose.
Oh, Casey Cage and Pat Rose.
Yep.
The legends are going to be back there. And you said it's the Nightmare Casey Cage. So he's doing Ted Allen's old thing, I guess, right now.
Yes. And then right underneath it says if Battle wins, he becomes the #1 contender for the Mid-South Heavyweight Championship. And it says Mid-South Heavyweight Championship, the Real Outlaw, Brian Rivers versus Christopher Battle.
Christopher Battle. May the battle be with you. He's going to take the fight to you. So,
and then you have Ruthless Robert Blade versus Ty Rose. And it says if Pat Rose and Brian Rivers banned from ringside. ...
So Pat Rose is going to be banned from ringside in this, but as you saw, Casey Cage as well may be taking place on this. So Ty Rose is getting his feet wet. He's getting real good traction inside this area, inside the Georgia area, and he's definitely doing some great things in professional wrestling. So it'd be good to see what he can do without his father at ringside. That'd be a great thing to see.
And it says, plus random challenge champion Matthew Oliver Peppercorn. And then junior heavyweight champion is Cameron Cox, Buck Mason, AJ Black, and many more. Card subject to change. Tickets front row is $10 and general admissions is $5.
Ooh.
And it's called Valentine's Vengeance.
Valentine's Vengeance at the Berry Hill Center Rec that's up there, the old schoolhouse that's up there on Berry Hill Road in Cleveland, Tennessee. You don't want to miss a moment of that action. Going to be taking place the 30th of January. What time does the doors open, baby?
Well, this one is the one on February the 1st.
Oh, February 1st, excuse me.
Yes, and this one is the one in Benton.
Okay, that's the one at the Boys and Girls Club in Benton.
Yeah.
Is where it's going to be taking place. Yep. What time do the doors open and where does it start?
Doors open 2:30. Bell time is at 3.
So. Does it give a ticket prices?
The one that said front row 10, general 5.
General 5. Are kids under a certain age free?
Doesn't say. So I don't know.
Adrenaline Rush. Somebody from Adrenaline Rush, go ahead and message us if you're out there. Anybody. I know a bunch of you are out here watching right now. And we will put that information out as soon as we get it, guys, directly to you all. All right, so I was saying just a little bit earlier, Professor Bear from the Wrestling Society Network is going to be hosting a show January the 28th, and he's going to have us come on. He's doing a podcaster special. He's going to be talking to us about how we got into the business, what we're doing now, and how we're trying to keep up with professional wrestling. And I had Professor Bear on a couple months ago on our show, and I believe he's just returning the favor to us to make sure that we have the exposure that we need as well. So we're just trying to be friendly and be nice as we keep moving forward. Of course, moving forward as well, next week, February the 3rd, or sorry, I said next week, which is the 20th of January. Goodness gracious. I moved 3 weeks ahead. The 20th of January, Kenya is going to be here from Kenya at the top. Kennedy Ryan is who it is. And she is professional wrestling's richest experience. And she's been going through some changes here recently. She's going to get us caught up about what's been going on the past year with her, life with a new baby, how she sees her future going to be going in professional wrestling, and so much more. You don't want to miss a moment of that action as it comes through live for us, guys. Skyven, we are waiting currently on Carmen Michael Childers get here. He sent me a text message just a little bit ago saying that he was running a little bit behind and he would be here ASAP. So as soon as he gets here, we are going to be having him here. I do apologize for any inconvenience this causes any of you all, but we are holding currently for our star guest, and we're just going over some things that are going to be happening. Skyven, where are you going to be at coming up this weekend?
Yeah, right now, Skyven, you get to see me. I am the special guest for right now.
Princess Lady K is in the studio with us currently. So we're going to be going over some stuff that's going to be happening. And then, like I said, Truck is going to be here January the 27th as well. He's going to be here on our show. He's going to be going over what's been going on with him at SNU, at WASP, all the places where Truck goes. He goes a lot of places. He's been fighting some stuff. So we're going to be having him here as well. And in February the 3rd, we're scheduled for Hunter Wolf. If nothing goes wrong, Hunter Wolf is going to be here. He's going to be giving us his side of the story about some stuff that was posted on Trash Bag Wrestlers. And he's also going to be talking about where he's going to be in his future, where you guys want to see him at. And then the 10th, we've got Roosevelt Connors going to be here. And Roosevelt's going to be talking about Prodigy Pro Wrestling. He's also going to be talking about some stuff that's going on in his personal career, his bodybuilding and his MMA fighting and things like that. Skyven came through and said that he's going to be up at Innovate for their house party Sunday for Net Pro Studios. So Skyven, that's going to be an awesome thing for you to be out there. I had no idea that they were even having anything this weekend. I do apologize about that. I'm a little bit out of touch. I haven't been up that way in quite a while. So that's my fault. So we would love to have you tell us all about it. How much tickets cost for general admission, how much front row seating cost, and what time the doors open and when the show is going to be, Skyven, whenever you get a chance.
While he's doing that, I found a poster from ARW for Friday, January the 3rd.
Okay.
At Coliseum Rec Center on 264 Berry Street in Cleveland, Tennessee. And it's going to be called Rebirth. And it says tickets, $10 general admissions, $20 VIP. Kits under 5 are free. Doors open up for VIP is at 6 o'clock. And then general admissions will be at 7 and bell time will be at 8. And on their front of the card, it shows Steven Steele and Al Snow.
Ooh, Al Snow's scheduled to be there.
Mm-hmm.
What an interesting group. So from Ohio Valley Wrestling, the president and CEO right now, Al Snow, will be coming down and he will be taking some place there. That's going to be an interesting show. So hopefully they're trying to pack the house out for Action Pro Wrestling. That's going to be a great thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else listed on the card?
That one, it just shows those two. I'm not seeing anyone else. So I don't know.
Well, we'll keep you posted as soon as something comes up or as soon as we find something. As soon as somebody from Action Pro gets with us, we'll let you guys know for sure. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff scheduled in the future. I'm really excited about the Roosevelt show and about the Hunter show coming up as well. I think that those are going to be some really great times in professional wrestling. And I'm hoping our guest gets here pretty soon. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about here. But Carmen Michael Childers is scheduled to be here. For those of you that don't know, I'm having you guys hold on for us. Skyven came through and gave us a thing. He said he's pretty sure the doors are going to be opening at 6 until about 7. It's going to be $20 per person on Saturday, and you can pay online. Just go to the Innovate page on their Facebook page and pay for the tickets now. He said, I could be wrong, but the price last time was up there, and that's what it was. And they will be packing out the whole house. So I would go ahead and get your tickets now if you're going to. He's absolutely right. The last 2 shows that they've had at Net Pro Studios LLC up there have been extremely packed out. They have about 120 seats on the floor, and they were pulling seats out. They had about 160 at their last event. So, that's a good thing for Net Pro Studios and Innovate Championship Wrestling. Definitely get your tickets today. Get your tickets out there right now. All right. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the things that are going to be coming up in our future. I'm excited to go to Gemstone. I'm excited to go to Icebreaker with SNU. I'm excited for the show tonight. I'm hoping that we can get our guest of honor here soon. Baby, do you have anything over on your side?
Nope, I am good.
You're good as of right now, huh?
Yes.
All right. So we're kind of at that moment here. We kind of ran out of things to talk about until our guest of honor gets here. So I can go ahead and show you some stuff from him. I know that he has a store that's going to be available through Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm sure he wanted to talk about this, but we're going to start it for him. He's got a lot of things on here, a lot of t-shirts which are available, which I will show you if it decides to switch scenes for me. So Carmen Michael Wrestling Broadcasting and Promotions. You may have seen him on New South Pro Wrestling, OCW, GCW, Krossfire Professional Wrestling, and so many more. And I believe he's here right now. The man, the myth, the legend, Carmen Michael Childers. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, man, I'm late to my own party. How's it going, y'all?
We're doing great. How are you doing today?
Man, I barely made it, but I'm here. Thank you guys for having me.
For those of you that don't know, this is going to be the voice of your future wrestling memories. He is the man who runs announcing. He does a lot of video, does a lot of audio, does a lot of vignettes. He does a lot of stuff for professional wrestling, including ring announcing and also commentary on the side for multiple promotions. It's Carmen Michael Childers. Thank you for being here.
Man, what an introduction. Thank you guys for having me.
You're so welcome. So let's start at the very beginning. How did you get into professional wrestling as a young kid?
So the story that my late grandmother would always tell is, I was a bit of a hyper child. I was very active. It was the only thing that would get me to just stop what I'm doing and just be quiet and watch TV was Sting. So they would always have on wrestling. We were a WCW household. So anytime Surfer Sting would be on TV, I would it didn't matter if I was in my playpen, if I was in bed, if I was running around the living room, if Surfer Sting was on TV, I just stopped and just watched. And I don't know, something about Sting, man, because he's been my favorite wrestler my entire life. I was very fortunate to go to his final match. It was a really cool moment, really full circle.
Well, moving from that point in time forward in your life, where did you get your first job in professional wrestling and how did it come about?
So for the longest time, my friend Brandon Williams, he's one of the co-owners of New South Pro Wrestling, had been begging me, like, come to a show. You got to work in wrestling. And just the timing never worked out. I toured in a band. I was singing for a band called Throne of Eden. Toured around. We got to open up for some radio bands like Saving Abel. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of money in in independent music, much like independent wrestling. So I ended up going more of the technical route. So I began working in AV. So I would be running audio for bands, or I would be, setting up the stage for bands. Like, done everything from Slipknot to the Rolling Stones, Kenny Chesney, like the list goes on and on of different shows I worked. And there was a show that was getting set to debut in Canton, Georgia called Southern Honor Wrestling. My friend Nathan Mowry, he shoots a lot of music videos. Now he's oddly enough, he's a deathmatch wrestler. But him and I had been friends for a while. He shot music videos. He started a promotion alongside two other folks called Southern Honor Wrestling. And I was like, you know what? It's 4 hours away. Like, let me go check it out. Let me see how I feel about it. So I went, loved it. Like, incredible matches up and down the card. Like, everything made sense. It was a lot of fun. And most importantly to me, the production value was there. Because I'm sure we've all been to independent promotions where that may not be the case. Maybe some a little more rundown than others. So I had this like preconceived notion in my head. And I went there and I'm like, okay, this exceeded all my expectations. So I started going every show. And then just so happens that there was a show, they were having some technical issues. I hopped right in. I fixed the problem, and they're like, oh, this guy, we like this guy. So it was the very next month I was coming up to the show. I get a text from Gary Lamb, who's the owner of the promotion, and he says, hey, do you know anything about running lights? And I was like, I'm an audio guy, but I'll figure it out. So That's how I got my foot in the door. I got to run lights for the Rock and Roll Express and all kinds of different names that came through there, and that was fun. But it wasn't until the pandemic that most of wrestling shut down. But New South, we're still running shows. The same promotion that Brandon Williams was the co-owner of. So
they were thriving during the pandemic, and they're one of the very few that were.
We were still running weekly shows. All of our wrestlers had to have a COVID test. Our audience members were required to wear masks. Like, we made sure we try to do it to the book at the best of our ability. And came in, started ring announcing, just the pre-shows. I would fill in for shows that our ring announcer couldn't make. And I remember it was December of 2020. Yes. We did our annual holiday special. And I remember right before the show goes live, the promoter, Dump Sanders, pulls me to the side and said, "Hey, we got you on commentary for this match." And I was like, nope, no, thank you. I'm good. I said, no one wants to hear this voice from Jasper, Alabama. Like, we are good. And he's like, well, look, like, you come to all the training sessions, all the students. This is the premise of the match was I can't remember if it was a Secret Santa Battle Royal or something, but the point being, one of the students would win the Battle Royal, and then they would earn a shot at the New South Heavyweight Championship. He's like, everyone here, just go out there, you have fun. And up until the point where the bell rang, I was just a bundle of nerves. Once the bell rang, we got started, my partner, John Mosley, and we just, I don't know, it just felt like it clicked. And I'm sure if I go back now, I would hate every bit of it. I'm like, oh, you should have done this. You should have done this. You should have done this. But in the moment, like, I got that bug so quick. I was like, okay, this is fun. And then very thankfully for me, the next show I showed up and they're like, hey, Mose went to bat for you. So looks like you two are going to be our commentary team moving forward. So, and then ever since then, now I've somehow turned that in a few years to a full-time living. I'm traveling full-time, 156 shows last year, 169 shows the year previous. So it's become quite the
adventure.
Yes.
And that's a great thing to be, though, because starting from humble beginnings, just starting at one show or two shows and then getting invited. That's how a lot of people get into the industry is, they start at a school, they start somewhere, they learn just a few things, and then they just start hopping cars and riding with people. And you'd be amazed at how many doors will open if you just say, yes, I'll go, or I may not be able to ride with you, but I'll drive there and I'll meet you there. And we'll get something going at this show.
And that's the thing I try to preach all the time to anyone asking for advice. How do I get opportunities that you do? How do I get to this place I want to get to? I'm like, you have to travel. You can't expect anyone to find you at your local promotion. If you want to get your name out there, you have to travel, whether that means, like you mentioned, just hopping in a car with someone, going to help set up the ring, shake hands, whether it's just buying a ticket to the show, watching the show afterwards, saying, hey, I didn't want to bother you. I know you've been stressed all day, but I'd like to introduce myself. My name is so-and-so. I do this at this promotion. I'm looking to branch out. I would love to come work for you if you'd have me. Like, I'm not saying that it's easy to get out there, but you're not going to move forward if you don't take a chance.
And see, the market is so saturated because wrestlers are a dime a dozen. Let's just be honest. And you have broadcast and people that are out there with the voice. They've got voices all over the United States. And there's a dime a dozen. But you know what? There's always a promotion that's looking for somebody because they don't have it. Or the person that they got can't quite get the job done. And so if you put yourself out there and you let it be known what you can do, and you give them a script of what you can do, a video of what you've done in the past, or you let them see your resume of who you've worked for in the past, they'll contact those people and they'll say, is this guy a good worker, bad worker? Is he going to give me trouble? What's going to happen with him? And most of the time you're right on board with it. And, we found out, I announced a little bit too for several different shows here in Tennessee, a lot of small little promotions. And we found out that while we were doing it, as long as you have a good attitude with people, you try to learn what's going on, you try to make sure that you're smartened up to the show, that everything will fall in line for you. You don't give nobody trouble. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. How can I help you? What do you need me to do? You need me to clean the toilets? You need me to put chairs out? You need me to do concessions? Let's do whatever it takes to make this show run smooth. And eventually people will start to trust you and they'll build that with you. And then you've got an in with another promoter. So you do whatever it takes to get involved. And Carmen, we know that you've been all over the world, OVW, the NWA, Krossfire, JCP. You've been all over the place. And you have a resume that speaks for itself. I mean, just in the last couple weeks, you put this out here, and these are all your notable calls. The World Heavyweight Championship match was probably my favorite match that you did for the National Wrestling Alliance with Tom Latimer and Tyler Franks. Tyler Franks, homegrown out of Alabama. I mean, he's just an awesome kid all the way around, and he deserved that title shot more than anybody, I think, in the National Wrestling Alliance.
I agree.
Speak about it a little bit.
So, for me, obviously, like I mentioned, I grew up a huge WCW fan. I researched the history. I know all about the NWA. End up watching a lot of TNA. Those early years, they're intertwined with the NWA. So, like, I've always had this attachment to the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So, when I found out I was going to be on the call, already I was excited enough. And then when I saw who was in the match, like, genuinely, I've pulled Tyler to the side probably more times than he ever wanted. I'm just like, man, no, like, seriously, I need you to know how proud I am of you. Cause like, I watched you come in when you were just learning the ropes and you were just doing security spots and you were just the guy who came out and got choke slammed. And I've watched you bust your tail and you've worked your way up and you went and trained with Dr. Tom. And like, now you're hitting the road, you're getting out there, you're doing everything the right way. And like, I say it all the time, and like, honestly, I try to never lose focus on everything that brought me to this moment. I try to stay grounded, stay as humble as I can, try to really take a look at everything as a big picture. And like, when I see people, and I tell my friends as often as I can how proud I am of them. And again, it may drive them crazy, but like, you see the growth of these people. And I know, much like myself, you know, you're in the hustle, you're not paying attention to these things. You're not aware of how much you've grown. So getting to see that, and he absolutely killed it.
And hearing it from somebody who's watched you makes a big difference as well inside your life, because you don't know the growth that you've had. Like you said, you don't see it a lot of times, but the people around you, when you get that opportunity and you thrive in that opportunity, that's what makes the difference. And that's how we see it. We see you thrive in that opportunity. And there's a lot of people who don't know Tyler. Tyler is really shy behind the scenes, doesn't really like to open up, doesn't like to talk a lot. But man, when you get him going, he's a motor mouth and he's ready. You start talking business, he's ready to do business anytime. And so I can see that coming from you. And I can see the light in your eyes, how it opened you up. We got to be at Deep South, one of the memorial shows that they had for the nice orange jacket this past year. You were there. And Big Dave Weaver ended up winning that big belt, and he won that jacket as well. So talk about that a little bit.
And that's another one. Dave and I came into New South roughly around the same period. It was my first Haas tournament that I believe he had just started training. So for a few months, I would see him in the crowd as a fan. And he was always just, you know, he was always a good time, man. He always knew how to make people laugh. He was just a bundle of energy, and like, everyone in the locker room just gravitated towards him. Like, even as a fan, you're like, that's someone I want to be around. And I remember the Haas tournament. It's my first time ever doing a live stream. It's my first Haas tournament. I'm anxious as all get out. And then earlier in the day, we're doing our seminars, and Dave gets in the ring. I'm like, wait a minute, you're training now? He said, yeah, dude, I'm here. And I was like, all right, let's go. And like, he's always had that charisma. He's always had the humor. He's always had so many of the tools, but watching him sort of figure things out in real time, and watching him, you mentioned like how my eyes light up talking about certain things. His eyes lighting up when he's talking about, man, I went back and I watched this match from Smoky Mountain Wrestling where so-and-so did this and so-and-so did this. And like, he's a student of the game. He's worked hard. He's done everything the right way. He's made the towns. Yes, sir. No, sir. He's set up the chairs. Like, he's someone who there's never been an ego about him. And that's the thing I tell everyone, especially when they're asking for opportunities. Like, I've had to go through all that same stuff, and you can't have an ego no matter where you are on the card. There's going to be times where you're asked to do something you don't want to do. There's going to be times that you have your hopes set for something that you're not going to get, but you have to remove yourself from that. Like, okay, but how does this service the big picture?
The big picture, yeah.
Like, not only just this show, but this promotion further on, like, how does this affect my career? Like, I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration. It's professional wrestling for a reason. If you go into it with an ego or a bad attitude, like, it's not the place for you, and it'll weed you out so quickly. And Dave is doing everything 100%, 100% the right way.
Dave's worked every little bar house, hen house, dog house. He's wrestled them all, and
and he gives it his all every time.
And I think somebody that made a big difference in his life, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Donnie Primetime and Cabana Man Dan both were two of the biggest influences on him inside this business, and they both have had something.
Same here.
I mean, and we can't speak enough about Cabana Man Dan. We love Cabana Man Dan here. He was here earlier inside the year with us and talked with us at the Spartan Arena, as where he was at. He was doing a training session and took some time out of the training session to come in and talk with us. And Cabana Man Dan recently said that he was going to retire, and I don't know if that's true or not. If he actually did.
He did. He
did. No, Carmen.
I was going to say I haven't seen him post.
Yeah, I was the Dump Sanders, or it was the Dump Sanders holiday special. Traditionally, this year or this past year was the Dumpster Divers holiday special. Dump and Cabana Man Dan defending their New South Tag Team Championships in Dan's last match against Tyler Franks and Hunter Drake. They're two prize students, two people they helped bring into the wrestling world. It was very poetic, very full circle. I as well as many people shed a lot of tears that night. I told CMD after the match, I was like, I hope that call did your career justice, because how do you really tell a 24-year story and tie it up nicely and put on a bow for someone who means so much to you? Like CMD, I jokingly call him my dad whenever we're out in public, and it drives him crazy, but like that's my wrestling dad, man. He's always been a good dude. It's going to keep circling back to it. There's no ego. He'll be the first person there. He'll make sure that the venue person's been talked to. He'll go run some errands, come back. At the end of the night, he's the last person there. He's in the locker room. He's picking up water bottles. He's sweeping. There's no ego at all with him. And as much as I hate to see him go from the world of professional wrestling, I'm so happy for him as a first-time dad myself. The pride I feel for that little boy in the room right down the hallway. I know how much Evie means to him, how much his daughter does. So the fact that he now gets to spend more time with her is absolutely awesome. And he's still with New South. He's still in the office. He's doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes work, helping get venues, helping get sponsorships. So he'll still be around. He just I can't even say he's not putting on the boots, because he never wore them anyway.
He had the flip flops.
Actually, he's hiding his feet now. So
that's funny. But you know what? That's a great transition. There is, where do you want to see yourself when the time comes that you're done? Where do you want to say that this was my job? This is what I did for professional wrestling, and I made an impact in some way.
Man, I try not to think too far ahead, but at the end of the day, like, as long as people understand that I gave this business everything that I had, that everything I do, whether people realize it in the moment or not, There's a lot of times I get frustrated at shows because people don't understand like how every puzzle piece fits together. So like if I'm making entrance videos, or I'm asking for commentary notes, or I'm asking for ring announcing notes, like it may seem like something so small to them, but to me, it's because I'm trying to do my best to sell you as a performer. I'm trying my best to put my best foot forward, not just for myself, but for you as well, because this doesn't succeed unless we're all lifting each other up. So I really hope that, people see that.
Oh, I believe they do, Carmen. I believe they do because of the way that you've moved in the past year, just the past year alone, places you've gone, such as OVW, where you got to see some new champions crowned within the past couple weeks. What do you have to say about that?
Man, OVW has been such a blessing. Again, wrestling history buff here. Not saying that I know everything, because I absolutely don't. I'm always still learning, but the past definitely does interest me. And growing up, OVW was always this mythical thing. It was, oh, this is where John Cena and Batista and Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar and so on. Like the list goes on and on, where all these names trained. And to me, like it was always, man, I'd love to go there, but like it would never happen. It would just never happen. And took a gamble, took a bet on myself. Gabe Sapolsky was doing a seminar. At OVW a couple years back, and I was
All right, quick
move
pause
some
real quick.
move some things around, made sure I got out there.
So for a lot of people that are first-time watchers here, they don't know who Sapolsky is. He was a former director for the WWE, and he also was talent relations for WWE for quite some time. And Sapolsky is one of the biggest names inside of the business. And for you to have that interaction, taking a bet on yourself with Sapolsky, that's a big deal. Go ahead and continue, sir.
Well, he also laid the groundwork for Ring of Honor.
Yes, he did.
And Evolve as well. And now currently he's got a role with the WWE ID program. He's a big part of scouting. He gets all the WWE ID talent. He helps facilitate getting people in touch for tryouts. He helps with the extras that you see on TV. So it's a big opportunity. So I moved some things around. I got out there. Obviously, it was mainly to do tryout matches for the wrestlers. But like, I'm not going to lose out on an opportunity to go learn. So I went, I took my notes. I still have all my notes. I have every note from every seminar I've ever taken, whether that's Samoa Joe, Tom Hannafin, Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness, the list goes on and on. Chris Hero, I keep all those notes. So I'm sorry. I'm rambling now.
No,
but took a gamble, went out there, ended up ring announcing all the tryout matches. And then afterwards, as talking to Gabe, everything went well. And then it was AJ McKay, who he does commentary at OVW. And he's also a fantastic voiceover artist. He's been in commercials that you see on TV, on the radio. He's everything. And he pulls me to the side and he's asking some questions. He's like, "You drove from Alabama to be here?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I admire that hustle. Like, here's my business card. Let's chat." So I messaged him and we're talking about bringing me into OVW. And I'm like, I'll come up soon. I promise. And then a couple weeks later, they announced the Netflix series, The Wrestlers. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be like, "Hey, man, you said you can bring me in." Like, that ain't me. So I sat out, watched from home for a while, watched as they had like 17 sellouts in a row or whatever it was. Waited for things to sort of settle back down after the Netflix craze. And that's when I reached back out and said, "Hey, if there's a spot still open for me, I'd very much appreciate an opportunity." So came in, it took a while. Again, no ego. You can't have an ego. Came in there. Nobody knew who I was. Al didn't even know my name for probably the first 2 months I was there. It was AJ's friend from Alabama. And it's another one of those things, like, you got to be grateful for every opportunity you get. You have to make the most of every opportunity that you get. First time I was out there, I was just helping out in the back. And, they were having some AV issues and happened to be there. So I'm like, "Hey, like, if if y'all don't mind, like I do this for a living. So I hopped in, fixed the issue that they were having, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll see you around sometime. I'm like, no, I'll be back next week. And I almost got the impression, and it may not be true, but I get the impression that they were like, yeah, sure, kid, whatever. Like
they hear it all the time. It's like,
oh, they do. And I've seen it so many times now, but I came back the next week and they're like, well, he's back. So we'll let you ring announce a dark match. So it's just weeks and weeks and weeks of that. I would come out, I would ring announce for the non-televised portion of the evening, and then just worked my way up. They finally gave me a chance on Overdrive, which airs every Tuesday night on the OVW YouTube channel. Originally, they had me just tag teaming ring announcing with Linda Kay. So we would alternate. We'd alternate matches. Just kept plugging away, showing up every week. In the last 2 years that I've been there, I can count on less than my fingers here how many times I've missed an OVW show. So just came in, plugged along, eventually got an opportunity on commentary. They moved me from ring announcing to commentary on Overdrive, which I'm there every week. Me with my broadcast partner, Eric Cornish, airing Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock Eastern on the OVW TV channel. And, it's been a blessing, man. I've made a lot of friends. I've learned a lot, especially having Al Snow in my ear during a broadcast. Like being produced is such I don't want to say a new thing because I've experienced it in the past, but being produced like they produce in the big leagues and having to adapt to that. It's a whole new thing to learn, to be able to finish your point as you're talking and you're being fed something in your ear. So you're having to both listen to what's being said to you while you're still speaking. Like it'll trip you up for sure, but nothing but respect to everyone there. Everyone's been amazing to me. They would have to be because I'm driving 11 hours round trip every single Thursday. And if we have a premium event, I'm also driving out for those. So a lot of driving. Last year, I believe, if I'd have to look at my spreadsheet, I believe I did 50 OVW shows last year.
Wow,
so
that's a lot.
A lot of gas, a lot of miles.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it because you're making not only are you making a difference in your life, you're making a difference in a kid's life who's looking to move on. And there's so many Ashton Adonis, somebody like him, somebody like Superior Tony Evans, and that's what you're making a difference in these kids' lives. These men's lives too, that support, and they need your support because your commentary sets them up for success or failure inside that ring, and it builds their character or it tears their character down. And so you have the power behind that voice and what's being fed to you inside that ear to let it go out.
And that's my big thing. It doesn't matter where I go. There are certain promotions where, it's a lot more loose. You're allowed to have a little more fun. And even then, I try to not be too reliant on that. A promotion like I do Nathan Mowry's Blood and Honey in Georgia. It's a deathmatch wrestling show. So I'll pull my foot off the gas a little bit when it comes to being straight laced, play by play. Think like you're Michael Cole at WWE. And I may crack some jokes here and there, but at the end of the day, my job is to still put over the performers in the ring. One, they're putting their bodies on the line, but two, again, like I mentioned before, if you're not making them seem like a big deal, then perception is reality, especially to the fans watching at home. So it doesn't matter
100%.
It doesn't matter if I'm calling a match on my couch right over there for for a promotion in Memphis, or if I'm traveling around with GCW and I'm in New York City. I try to give it my best every time, and my best may not be the same every single night, but I try to give it my all every time I'm out there.
Well, that's what makes the difference. It makes the difference not only from the audience who's watching this live production or this recorded production, but it makes a difference to the people that are there live. And that's something that we don't talk about a lot is sometimes, wrestling shows, they get loud. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes. and it feels like you're screaming 24/7 sometimes when you're behind that microphone in any capacity, whether you're announcing the show or you're commentating the show. It feels like you're screaming live. And I know I've ran horse before. I'm going to ask you, what's the show that you really regret running horse on?
I can't think of any off the top of my head. I know they do exist. I believe it was year before last. It was the year I did 169 shows. I believe I did 10 straight days of wrestling. Ooh. And on day 7, roughly, I would say I was like, okay, I'm pretty burnt out. Like, like my voice was still hanging in there, but I didn't have quite the power. Like, and it's another thing, like putting on the headset. Like right now, my instinct is to go into broadcaster mode and like, well, but like I'm trying to be as Carmen as possible. The real Carmen, trying to not over enunciate and do all my broadcast mannerisms. But it is at the end of the day, it's a performance. The other day, like I'll still beat myself up over stuff. I mentioned like how I'd give my best every night I'm out there, whether or not my best is the same every night. For example, the other night, Mobile, Alabama, I work with Scott Armstrong's promotion, Diamond Championship Wrestling. We taped 2 episodes. We went to intermission after the first episode, and I went to the back, and I was like, Scott, I apologize. Like, I'm not myself tonight. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, you're doing great. And I'm like, I said, no, man. It's like, I know I can do better. Like, my exact words is, I'm giving you C- Carmen right now. And I try not to do anything lower than a B+. And I'm like beating myself up over it. And he's just like, dude, what are you talking? Like, you're doing great. Like, no one else is noticing that you're stammering or whatever else. I'm just like, well, it's hard because you want to put everyone over and you want to give it your best, and you only have a limited amount of time, especially those where it's live to tape.
Absolutely. And you're wearing a shirt right now, and it's right down the road from us. They normally run Gary R. Wade Boulevard in Sevierville, Tennessee. They run Knoxville, Tennessee. They run the top of Tennessee, sometimes up there in Kingsport and all that good Johnson City area. And that's Krossfire Professional Wrestling, where I believe the Thrillbilly Silas Mason's going to have his hands full in a cage match. And you can tell us a little bit about it.
So this coming weekend, it's locked and loaded for NWA Krossfire this Friday night, Sevierville Civic Center. Every match will be contested inside a cage. We got all the stars of NWA Krossfire, but you mentioned it there. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship will be defended inside the steel cage against, well, the man with probably the heaviest hand in professional wrestling, my buddy Stunt Marshall. So I genuinely did not know this match was happening till I saw this graphic earlier today and my jaw dropped. One, the match is phenomenal. I never would have thought of it, but like I haven't seen Stunt in so long, let alone Stunt in a wrestling capacity. So I am so happy to see him.
And it's going to be a good slobber knocker. I think this is going to be a real challenge for the Thrillbilly Silas Mason, especially since he hasn't been in a cage in over 2 years. And he's going in with somebody, like you said, who's got the hardest hands in professional wrestling.
Just takes one. Everyone's seen the clip. The clip went viral. I'm pretty sure was seen by hundreds of millions of people. I mean, if it made Ronda Rousey's jaw drop, imagine what would happen in that audience if he connects with one of those, goes down for the pin on the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And Krossfire's got so much more going on. Like you said, all the stars of the National Wrestling Alliance will be there. And one of your buddies from New South, who has made a name in the National Wrestling Alliance, is just getting his feet back wet, coming back into the business. Rolando Perez.
Man, I love that man so much. Let me tell you, he may be an absolutely despicable, downright dirty, rotten human being in the ring. Outside of the ring, he's pretty chill. I think people just catch him on a cranky day, and the cranky days just happen to fall around wrestling. Like genuinely an awesome dude. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's another one of those who's not afraid to tell you how he feels. And you know, he's definitely one of those, like, he'll pull you to the side, like, man, brother, I just want to let you know, and you know, just pour his heart out. Like he's a genuinely good dude. Inside the ring, total scumbag. cheats like it's nobody's business.
He knows how to get under your skin so well, and he does it just phenomenally. And I know it makes your job hard as a commentator, as a ring announcer, because you want to just hit him with that microphone the first chance you get every time you see him.
No, I try not to hit anyone when I'm in the broadcast realm. You know, sometimes there's some special occasions. Obviously, I've wrestled in the past before. I've been a special guest in several Rumbles. Heck, I even hit a suicide dive one time during a match. You know, because why not? It looked fun.
Were there. Hey, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was the Haas tournament this past year, the high noon shootout. It's our big multi-person tag match we have every year. It's kind of become a tradition at New South for the Haas tournament. Just to break things up, you know, we're bringing in 16 of the top talent from around the country each and every year to battle it out, not just for the orange jacket, but also whoever wins that jacket becomes #1 contender for the New South Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So we're bringing everyone in, and, you know, it's a lot of high stakes matches. So it's nice to break that up. Every year we host the high noon shootout, which is always a mystery. Some years it's been 6 versus 6. Some years it's been as high as, I believe, 8 versus 8. So it's one of ours. We throw the rule book out the window. The laws of wrestling don't really apply. Sometimes the laws of physics don't apply. But this past year, you know, I sat there at the commentary table and I saw, I don't know, 10, 12 dives in a row. You know, then I saw our official Adam Hunter climb up to the top turnbuckle. He dives to the outside, and I don't know. It got infectious, I guess. The crowd was on their feet. They're making noise, and I don't know what got the best of me, but went out there, hit a suicide dive. Thankfully, didn't hit my feet on the ropes. But it was a terrible decision because immediately I'm down grabbing my ribs. I'm crawling my way back to the commentary table like, why did I do that?
But you know what? You gave the fans exactly what they wanted, and the pop was amazing that night right from the crowd. We were in the very back of the theater when it took place, and I thought he's about to suicide dive. I saw it coming, and then when you did it, I was like, oh man, he's gonna be so sore.
No,
it in a suit.
It was fun. I didn't. That was the major thing, doing it in the suit, because then not only do you have the added pressure of, man, I hope I don't, you know, fall and break my neck. You also have like,
I hope I don't rip the crotch out of the pants.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
I'm running in dress shoes, and I'm like, I really hope I don't rip this suit. Like I spent good money on it.
Oh man, it's been a blast to have you here. We got to talk about one more promotion real quick, and it's actually where we met and asked you to come and be a part of the show, and that's Pro Wrestling Entertainment, which is normally in Nashville, Tennessee, around the Nashville area, Portland. They run the Strawberry festivals. They run Christmas for the Kids every year, and they're all over the Nashville area, Dixon, Portland, all of it. Franklin, always on the backside, and they're always doing something special and something important. And we want to ask you, how important was Christmas for the Kids to you this year?
Man, every pro wrestling entertainment show is special to me in its own way. It's a lot of stuff for charity. It's a lot of stuff for good causes, whether it's, you mentioned Christmas for the Kids. We're collecting canned food donations to give out to the needy. But we're also, you know, every child 10 and under not only got free entry into the building, but also got a free Christmas present before they left. So it's something nice to give back to the community. Like we have Christmas for Kids. We've got Wrestling for Recovery, which was the first one that I did. And, you know, having lost a brother to an overdose, that one very close to my heart. It means a lot to me to be able to do those every year. Like I'm very, very much appreciative of Jason James for bringing me in. Man, it's always a good time. The shows are always great. The crowd is loving every minute of it. They're making a lot of noise, a lot of smiles on the faces of the kids, and that's the big thing. whether it's giving back monetarily or with, with physical items, or if it's just, knowing that we made someone's day a little bit better. Like, it's always great. And I've met a lot of good people at Pro Wrestling Entertainment, met a lot of mentors, and never never in a million years would imagine that Jeff Jarrett would be the first person to receive a picture of my baby, but like it's the world we live in. Like, it's awesome. Jeff's usually at a lot of those shows.
Him and
not
Karen, both.
Not even to perform, but just to invest in the talent. They're there to, give critiques, to give feedback. And it's only a few minute drive for them, so they just come hang out. It's always a good time. They're always around. They're always willing to answer any questions you have. Karen would be an excellent babysitter, I'll tell you that. My baby loves her.
We took about a 10-year hiatus from professional wrestling. We were actually, I was actually with Harley Race for a while. And then after he passed away, we had some issues that took place and we just took a break for a while. And the first person that gave us the nod to come back was Jason James whenever we decided to come back. And he was just so down to earth. And I thought he didn't remember me. He didn't know who I was, because you got to remember, 10 years is a long time. You see a lot of faces, a lot of people who changed. And I went to talk to him about doing a podcast and just trying to support the show that was about to come up. And he told me, he said, I'm real busy right now, but I promise I'll get back to you in about 10 minutes. Just sit right here and I'll come back to you. Well, it took him about 25, but he came back to me, and we exchanged information. We started talking a little bit, and then he realized that, we just want to help professional wrestling any way possible that we can, whether it be promoting the shows, having people come on as guests and talk about what shows are going to be coming up, who's going to be there, what they're going to do, ticket pricing, whatever we can do. And then he just gave us the green light. He sent us a letter through our email saying, hey, you have 100%, do whatever you need for Pro Wrestling Entertainment. Each and every time we're going to send you something, and you just promote it the way you want to promote it. And I give Jason James the utmost respect and the utmost authority. And if he ever needs anything, if you guys ever need anything, Carmen, just reach out. We'd love to help you in any way possible.
Man, Jason, such a good dude. You mentioned it, like, always a man of his word. He's got great character, and that's someone who, you hear a lot of horror stories in professional wrestling about promoters and who to look out for and who to stay away from, and like, never heard a bad word about Jason. You're never going to get one out of me. He's always gone above and beyond for me and my family. And, it's a very humbling experience. Now, my first time working with him, I love college football. I'm a fan of Auburn football, which, some years better than others. It was Pro Wrestling Entertainment that reached out to me about ring announcing a private event for the Auburn football team.
Oh, wow.
Ahead of one of their bowl games. It's the Music City Bowl. Getting to do that, and in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is a fun experience, but this is a one-off. And to have Jason James, a man who, keep in mind, was a ring announcer himself
for TNA, yeah,
pulled me to the side, and he's like, you know what? Like, I usually ring announce these, but he's like, you're my guy now. He said, I've heard enough. You're my guy. So I've been doing the majority of shows since then. Just great dude, man. I'm super appreciative of him. I'm appreciative of every promoter who, brings me in. Not only does it help me provide for my family, but, it allows me to get extra reps, allows me to apply my craft. I can't do it without them. Can't do it without the fans. Anyone who picks up merch, who shares a video online, anyone who comments on a TikTok that I post, like, every little bit adds up. So it's very much appreciated. None of it's lost on me. Just at the end of the day, I'm still just a kid from Jasper, Alabama, who grew up playing with his action figures in grandma's floor and jumping off the couch, doing swanton bombs and 5-star frog splashes to couch cushions. And now fast forward, I'm an adult and I've got to work with the Hardy Boys. This year, I finally get to work with Rob Van Dam. It's crazy. And like, I always bring up stuff like that to people, and it's not to brag, and it's not to say, hey man, like I've done cool stuff. It's literally like for that little kid, like that I used to be, where I was like, this is the dream. Like I can't imagine one day I'm gonna be working with someone who works in WWE, and the fact that now that's a very common occurrence is just, it's not lost on me, and it's very much a full circle thing again. So
I met Santino a little bit earlier in the year, and he said, "Son," he said, "you're just too nice." He said, "You're going to get ate up in this business if you keep being too nice to people." I said, "Well, how am I supposed to be an asshole?" And he goes, "You don't." He said, "But you do it in such a way that your no means no and your yes means yes."
And that's a thing I've had to learn through my career. I was very much found myself many times over, being considered a bit of a pushover. Very last minute changes. Hey, show starts in 5 minutes, but we really need this entrance and video made. Can you make it happen? There's no way in hell I can make that happen, but
we're going to give it a shot. Right?
Good company player, and I'm stressing myself out. So like, it gets to a point, you have to put your foot down, like for your own mental health. And I try explaining that to people. Like, there's been times where, I've had disagreements with people during a show, and in the moment, you can't just sit there and unbox it. Like it happens so quick, and you may be short with someone, or you may like snap at them, or like, hey, you're coiling that cable wrong. I don't have time to show you how to do it, but like, just I'll handle it from here. We'll talk later. Like, but I always try to circle back and like, hey, like, just letting you know, like, nothing here. Like, I just, I got to get stuff done, and I can't, I can't compromise, especially like we're on short time schedules and all of that nature. So,
well, one of the old things that happened in professional wrestling was there's a lot of stuff that was taped live. There was no second chances, no opportunities. And so when sometimes you're being short with people, you're not meaning to be short with them. It's just you got so much time to do something live, and you have to work in that.
So much time. And I've also found myself in situations, unfortunately, far too often where we're filming, like we are recording or we're live streaming, and I've got the headset on, and people are coming up and like trying to talk to me, or like trying to pass along information. Hey, could you say an intermission that I'm like trying to shut it down, like trying to tell them to go anywhere else but here. But like, I don't think people really fully understand. And it's not just a us versus them thing. It's not wrestlers don't understand what the broadcasters do. I mean, a lot of the, like, I don't know.
Oh, come on, Carmen. You know it's more like that.
No, but I'm saying, like, everyone has their own specific task, and you don't always know what goes into it.
That's right.
Like, we have a crew that cleans up after the shows. I don't know where the dumpster is. Like,
right.
We have concession stands. I don't know how to cook some of the stuff that they have. Like, it's just everyone's got their own like set of skills, and if we all just trust each other and rely on each other, we can all get the job done together. Like, again, everything comes back to it. It's always centers around what can you do to improve the overall product.
What can you do to be the team player that helps improve the overall product? And that's one of the biggest things that's not really taught anymore, but it has to go back to being taught inside of some of the professional wrestling schools. I told you I started with Harley Race. Harley was huge on, son, you don't know what the hell you're doing, and I'm not going to show you, but you're going to figure it out.
I can hear him say that.
We need you to set up chairs today. We need you to go out here. There's a bad toilet. It's clogged up. You got to unclog it. We need you to run concessions. We need you to take tickets at the door. I mean, he would just put you in things just to see where you excelled and what you would do, and if you would have a good attitude by doing it. And if you didn't, he wouldn't use you. He would say some choice words to you and get rough with you, and that might be the last time we saw you. But
now I've again, I keep mentioning this. You have to leave the ego at the door.
You do.
Leave the ego at the door. I can't believe I get paid to do this. I've done it all. I've done security. I've shown up early, helped set up the chairs. I've helped with concessions. I used to joke that the only things that I haven't done is ref and book the show. And
they're coming.
And well, I've already been. Well, now I've already been a special ref. I was already a special guest referee on my birthday. So now I guess the only thing is for me to run my own show. But don't quote me on that because there's definitely not a timetable.
Well, no problem.
Sounds like too much stress.
We're running a little bit out of time here, Carmen, but I do want to thank you for coming on. And before we go, I've got to ask you a couple more questions. If anybody out there is looking to book you, how is the best way that they can get a hold of you to book you?
So if you'd like to book me, all my social media is included in my link tree. It's the same handle across all social media, whether that's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, X. It's all Carmen M. Childers. Otherwise, you can email me at carmenchildersaudio.com or carmenchildersaudio@gmail.com. Don't do the other one. Genuinely, there's not a place too far that I'll go to. I try to work with everyone's budget. Obviously, at the end of the day, no means no. I gotta, I still I still have to provide for my family. But I'm always happy to work things out. If I can't make it in person, I can record from the comfort of my own home. You spend less money. I don't have to spend anything on gas. It's all the same equipment. What you're seeing today is literally the same thing that I take with me on the road. I've got the same interface over here to my left that I use to record commentary on the road. So everything's exactly the same. I try to tell them you're getting the same delivery from me no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's on my screen or if I'm 12 feet away from the ring. I try to give it my best each and every time. A lot of people don't know this. I can't believe I'm actually sharing this. The NWA World's title match, Tom Latimer versus Tyler Franks, was done from home.
Wow.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Because that was taped in Tampa live. And
so that's something. I'm talking about. This happened at NWA Krossfire's Black Harvest.
Gotcha. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This would have been 2024. This would have been 24. Yeah, that recorded that one from home. It's crazy, man. That's something that I usually send to promoters whenever they're saying, like it doesn't feel the same. And I just send it to them like, well, what do you think of this? They list it. Oh, that was really good. I'm like, well, I recorded that one from home. And they're like, oh, I guess you got me.
Yes, sir. All right. And secondly, we started with this whenever you first came on, but you have a merch store and we put the link up just a minute ago with the QR code to your pro wrestling tees. And we're going to show it right here as well for you. Carmen Michael Childers Broadcasting is the broadcaster is where you want to see it. And he's got all sorts of shirts available for you. If you guys are interested in
I designed every one of those, by the way.
Very interesting.
Everything you see on my store is designed by me. A lot of it is things that I pull from real life, bands that I enjoy. You see My Chemical Romance, Green Day, A Day to Remember, Linkin Park. There's a lot of inspiration being drawn, AFI, but everything is there. You may see a T-shirt of me from a commercial I was in. Not going to say the name of the brand because I would really like to keep the T-shirt up for sale. But if you see it, you know.
Right. And every little bit helps, especially like you said, you're traveling over 150 days a year currently. So every little bit helps for those of you that are watching right now. And those of you that are in professional wrestling, just like we know, anything that you sell helps you get gas money to go to the next show, to go to the next event, to be at home with your family when you're traveling home. And that's the best way that you can support independent and professional wrestlers all the way together. So don't forget to scan that QR code one more time. Go and get your merch today from Carmen Michael Childers. And sir, we're out of time, but thank you so much for being here. And we would love to have you come back in the future. Can we get you a commitment to come back and talk to us sometime?
Absolutely. There's so much we have yet to unpack. A lot of travels, a lot of road stories, a lot of promotions like GCW or CZW that we didn't even touch on. I would very much enjoy coming back.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Stick around throughout the break and we'll be right back. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. For Princess Lady K, the Spock Bunny, and myself, the Rabid Beaver of Professional Wrestling, Joseph Hughes, thank you guys for coming out. And remember, you guys can become a Power Slam member on our Buzzsprout, where you can catch every episode. Scan that QR code today. Every little bit helps. And you can, for as little as $3 a month, help us keep our lights and water on and support us in this journey in professional wrestling. That's all it takes. So thank you guys so much for being here. And Carmen, last words.
Thank you for having me again. To anyone watching right now, thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate it. Again, not lost on me. Just a little kid from Alabama living his dream, and the fact that anyone takes any interest in me, quite frankly, very, very humbling, and I'm honored. So I appreciate you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. And you all heard it right here first. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Stick around, Carmen.